Hello Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for May 2023. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justina, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. May is very busy, another very busy month. Lots of different kind of events from day one. So here, just to remind you, I follow Western astrology tropical zodiac, and this horoscope is most accurate for your rising sign, also called the ascendant sign. Now, some people also like to watch these horoscopes also for the moon and sun sign, which is all right, but prioritize your rising sign if you can, if you know your rising sign. All right, so let's begin. Let's dive in because there is a lot happening. It's a very interesting month. And we start from the 1st of May because things are generally happening from the very first day of the month. And on May the 1st, Pluto will station retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. So we feel like Pluto has just entered Aquarius and it is already on its way out. And so here Pluto will be retrograde from the 1st of May until October the 11th. And this retrograde will end at 27 degrees of Capricorn. Now, throughout May, Pluto will be retrograde in Aquarius, which is the ruler of your 11th house. So throughout May, this influence will be upon your 11th house themes. So this is any groups that you belong to, social events, social gatherings, activities, teamwork, friendships, but also your long-term goals, hopes, plans for the future, and wishes. So what does it mean? Now, when Pluto is retrograde in the 11th house, this is when you might become overly idealistic when it comes to your hopes, dreams, wishes, your friendships, people in your life. And at some point you might realize that this idealistic view that you may have upon your friendships or some long-term goals, hopes, and plans is slightly different from the reality. So this retrograde, and actually because this retrograde will be so short this time around in your 11th house, it will be much greater next year and in the next years following 2023. You'll probably not feel it to such a great extent in May, but perhaps you will get a little flavor. So basically this is about having this this idealistic view on the 11th house theme. So as I said, friendships, groups, teamwork, goals, hopes, wishes for the future. But then this idealistic view that you may have will differ from the reality. And this will prompt you to take a deeper look at your friendships in your life. This will prompt you to take a deeper look at your hopes, long-term plans, and wishes. And this is especially vital because Jupiter will move into your second house on the 16th of May, which I will discuss in a moment. But here, with Pluto in your 11th house, you have this opportunity to take a deeper look at your long-term goals and hopes, and perhaps become more realistic about your expectations. Because if you are overly unrealistic, then you can make poor or wrong decisions, financial decisions, when Jupiter is in your second house, and this transit will last for a year just in Taurus. So here with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, you have this opportunity for reviewing, reassessing these goals, hopes that you may have, and make them more realistic, make them more achievable as well. Now, on a different level, this could be also when you will have this really strong influence on others. And even without realizing it, you might become this really strong support to others. At the same time, you will go through a transformation or deep experiences or strong realizations when you connect with others, when you do things through teamwork, through group activities as well. So as I said, this influence, this retrograde in the 11th house is just going to be for a few weeks. So you might not feel it to that strong extent. However, this is what Pluto retrograde in the 11th house could be very much about. All right, so that's Pluto in retrograde here in your 11th house. Now on the 5th of May, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio at 14 degrees. So that's your 8th house. So this is the final eclipse in Scorpio. We had so this series of eclipses started at the end of 2021. Now this year we've got two final lunar eclipses. So a lunar eclipse is a very, very, very strong full moon. It's like 5 times stronger than a regular full moon, so super strong. Now a lunar eclipse will bring a matter that was perhaps that you've been working on, something connected to your money sphere, something connected to your any investment, mortgages. Transformation is very much also often the case into light. Now things might not be fully exposed at this point because this is not a total eclipse. So whatever you discover, whatever you realize around this time, whatever is exposed, it might not be fully exposed or fully clear. You will still have to dig further or perhaps seek more information to gain a better clarity about the situation that you will be dealing with around this time. Now, the 8th house matters often deal with transformation, and this will be very much the case for you because just before this eclipse in Scorpio, you would have had an eclipse in your 1st house in Aries. So generally these next 2 years will be quite big and insignificant for you. And this eclipse here in Scorpio is very much connected to a major transformation in your life, perhaps an ongoing matter that has already started in the past will now come to conclusion, will now come to an end. This is in regards to, as I said, this could be as simple as or not even simple, this could be difficult, but here you could be quitting smoking, you could be changing some habits as well. Anything to do with your daily routine, daily sleeping pattern as well, because Saturn is now in your 12th house. And at the same time with Saturn, you want to bring structure to something that is kind of to chaos, so to speak. And this could be very much connected to your sleeping routine, anything to do with moving away from any unhealthy habits, drinking, smoking as well. Or alternatively, this could be about a matter connected to your to money, and this could be in regards to inheritance, this could be in regards to insurance, an insurance payout, this could be in regards to a payout, government payout that you've been expecting, investments, taxes. But here with the 8th house also, this is about if you are in a relationship, this could be also about your partner undergoing some major financial changes as well that will have a huge influence upon your relationship, marriage, whatever it is, business partnership, if this is about your business partnership. Now there's an element of surprise as well. Perhaps this could be about these financial changes that this eclipse could bring for you, because we've got Uranus opposing the moon, and at the same time it is conjunct the sun. So with the eclipses, a lunar eclipse in particular, we don't just look at the moon, we look at the sun as well. And this is basically, the sun is in your 2nd house, the moon is in your 8th house. So this is very much about money, your financial situation, financial safety and security as well. Now at this point, Mercury is still retrograde and it is also combust. So here, this wouldn't be a good lunar eclipse for making any major or sudden decisions. If you have to make a major decision, then think things through. Don't jump too quickly into any conclusions, ideas, mainly because Mercury is retrograde. It's not a good time for starting anything brand new or fresh. It's a good time for reviewing, reassessing. At the same time, with Mercury being combust and retrograde, this is also in regards to perhaps some information not being fully available, fully disclosed, And for this reason, this is about also thinking things through, taking a more of a step-by-step approach. Now, the good thing is that Jupiter and Venus will connect by a sextile. So this is actually really, really fruitful for the money area. However, on the other hand, it's also essential to be mindful because Venus is squaring Neptune. So on one hand, you might have this really strong desire for perhaps making this major purchase or booking this amazing holiday. And on the other hand, you might not be realistic at this time. Judgment might be a little bit clouded with Mercury being poorly placed within at the time of this full moon and eclipse, a lunar eclipse, and also Venus and Neptune square. There is that lack of clarity, confusion, or cloudiness as well. All right, so as always, I will make a separate video about the lunar eclipse, and I will explore it further in that video. Now, moving forward, we've got the Venus moving into Cancer until June the 5th, and that's on May the 7th until June the 5th. So this is really lovely. Venus in Cancer feels fantastic. And the 4th house, so generally things at home should be really pleasant after the 7th of May. And this is when you might feel like beautifying your home or perhaps buying something, an object of value, an object of beauty, creativity for your home. Family gatherings might be also really fun and might bring a lot of joy throughout this time. Now, you might also find that you have a lot of female relatives contacting you or visiting you as well. Venus is connected to feminine energy. Or perhaps if you live in a shared house, if you have housemates, then perhaps a female tenant or housemate might move into your home. All right, so on May the 15th, Mercury will finish its retrograde period on May the 15th at 5 degrees of Taurus. So this is fantastic because this is your second house. So after the 15th, you will have a greater clarity about your money situation, about your financial safety, stability, and security, and you will be able to make better decisions. You will have a better idea of where is it that you stand, and so perhaps on that day also you might receive some important news connected to your money, to your income situation, perhaps connected to your work as well, because Mercury will regain its strength slowly. And also usually when the planet stations retrograde and direct, this is when things happen. And with Mercury moving out of its retrograde period, this is when that cloudiness and lack of clarity in regards to your financial safety and stability, security in your life will slowly dissolve moving forward. Now on May the 16th, we've got a big event. Jupiter will move into Taurus until May the 25th of 2024. So here Jupiter will be in the same sign as Uranus. So this is huge because Uranus, in Taurus, generally Taurus is the sign connected to money, wealth, finances. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So we might see lots of interesting events happening in the economy, in the financial area throughout this time, especially when Jupiter connects with Uranus next year in April. However, in the meantime, when Jupiter moves into your second house, this is a time when you might really have this strong opportunity to improve your financial situation. Jupiter will stay here throughout the whole of its time in Taurus. It won't be like in the previous transits when Jupiter left the sign where it was staying, then it came back. In Taurus, it's just Taurus, all the way Taurus. So Jupiter in Taurus, this is your second house. So yes, this can definitely have a positive impact on your financial situation. This can indicate perhaps for some Aries rising, some really good vibes, opportunities in the career area, especially in the initial phase of this transit, so in the final 2 weeks of May, because Mercury will be out of its retrograde phase from the 15th onwards. Jupiter will enter Taurus, so it will trine your 10th house cusp. So this can really, really bring some positive news, opportunities, possibilities good luck, good fortune in your work sphere, career sphere, because Jupiter will also connect very well with Virgo, your Virgo 6th house cusp, which is work. So generally, Jupiter in Taurus is very good for your career life. It's very good for your work area as well. While Jupiter in Aries was great for personal growth and development. It wasn't always so good for your career because it could have created some unrealistic expectations at times. While Jupiter in Taurus will connect very well with your 10th and 6th house cusp, which will then generally improve any career-related prospects and possibilities. But here, what you have to be basically aware of is that you have to be also realistic, because with Jupiter here, often we can overextend ourselves. We can become overly optimistic, and this can result in making poor judgment or wrong investments, not beneficial generally, not beneficial investments or commitments, which you may later regret. So being realistic about your expectations here will be essential. Just with Jupiter here, there are lots of possibilities for expanding your financial situation, as long as you stand your ground, as long as you take a step forward. Because Jupiter also wants you to take the initiative instead of waiting for opportunities just to happen. So take a step forward, take advantage of Jupiter connecting really well with your career houses, especially if you're looking for a job, if you want to make progress in your career. This will be a good transit for doing so. At the same time, with Jupiter will also connect well with your 4th house cusp as well. Right, so generally lots of possibilities. Now, some Aries might be also traveling for work. You might get involved in some international business ideas, or perhaps you might start teaching. Now you might start teaching, and travel connected to work, business, or job connected to international business affairs, travel as well. So lots of different possibilities, and really positive vibes here, as long as you really stay grounded as well, which you should be, because Taurus here is an earth sign. With Jupiter in Taurus, you have this strong opportunity for being grounded and for reaching the stars, so to speak, in the financial area. All right, so here the next event is May the 19th. We've got the new moon in Taurus at 28 degrees of Taurus. So here again, we've got Jupiter here from the 16th, and then you've got a new moon in Taurus. So a new moon is when the sun and the moon align at the same degree in the same sign. And this is the beginning of a new lunar cycle, an opportunity for planting some seeds for the future. And this is about your income situation, your money situation, perhaps a new business idea, perhaps an additional source of income, or perhaps some changes connected to your income in general. You might be thinking about making some important investments, making an important purchase, for example, for improving your skills in order to improve your career prospects moving forward as well. So lots of different possibilities here with the Taurian energy. Now here, this new moon, well, we've got this really, really white orb with Uranus, so there could be some surprises, financial surprises, perhaps a gift, or you perhaps making you have to make, or you will want to make an important change in your financial area, in your income situation, perhaps. There could be that change initiated, or a new idea, perhaps, for a new business even. This could be that. But on the other hand, you also have a trine to Pluto, so there is this empowering energy and lots of motivation, courage that comes with this new moon, because it will sextile Mars. And this could be in regards to some goals, projects. Perhaps this could be about you thinking or wanting to initiate a project. Perhaps this could be also about some new ideas or some thoughts of how you could make it happen. Here, Mars is in your area of the fifth house. So that's your own personal project, your own business. The new moon is in the second house of Taurus, very close to your third house cusp as well. So there's that mental energy that is activated and stimulated, and this could be about some a new idea perhaps connected to a project that you want to initiate in a very near future, for example. All right, so here we go. I think that's what I wanted to tell you today about this new moon. Now, the final event is Mars in Leo. So Mars is moving into Leo on the 20th of May, and it will remain here until July the 10th. So here Mars in Leo feels pretty good. The reason for that is because Mars rules Aries, so that fire energy, and Leo is also a fire sign. So Mars feels good in fire signs. So Mars is leaving Cancer, moving into the fifth house. So this is about here either you wanting to get involved in a new hobby, a new interest. This could be about a new business idea. This could be about a new project as well. But you get this motivation, things generally moving forward for you at a fast pace. In the meantime, Venus will come here as well. So this will be a really, really lovely time for working on these personal projects. This could be also when you'll be very busy dealing with young people, children. You might be teaching as well. You might become a teacher, or this could be about a teaching role of some sort. But overall, with Mars in any house, Mars speeds things up. And when Mars is in the fifth house, this is also when you have this strong need to reconnect with your inner child. You have this strong need for living a more carefree lifestyle. And here with Mars, Mars is connected to physical activity. So you might also find a lot of joy doing things of a physical nature, doing things that will generally help you to release the excess of energy, because you might have this strong need for doing something creative, but perhaps something that could also help you to exercise. So perhaps Zumba, you might want to sign up for a Zumba class or a dance class. And this could really feel really empowering in many ways. But also this could be when you will really enjoy activities also connected to Leo, so that theatrical, playful energy. And Mars here can really make it happen. Mars in Leo connects very well with your Aries ascendant. So here this is also very stimulating throughout June and the first 10 days of July. All right, so here we go. Thank you very much, Aries. I wish you a pleasant month, and until the next time, bye for now.